So it's been a minute, but it has because the issue is now I don't watch television. Sorry about the lack of light in this, but if I turn that light on, it overexposes everything, and if I use my phone, you can't hear me. So I'm on the laptop, and it's a gaming laptop, so that is crap. Anyway, I digress. I've not been very angry. I say angry. I haven't had anything because everything that goes on, to do with politics, to do with economy, to do with just all of the stuff, even weather modification, all of it. It's just like you have to wake up. Once you wake up and you process it, you then go to a next stage. Like I can't focus on it anymore because I'm now helping create it, and it's like I've all it's going to be created anyway, but you just need to. I don't know. I don't even know the answer to it. It's quite difficult because if you focus on it, then you create it. But then if you don't focus on it, it's like this is like a game of Minecraft. It's a free for all. And it can be good or it can be bad, and it can be positive and it can be negative. But there has to constantly be balance, and nothing's impossible. Everything exists, and it's like okay, everything you've ever thought of, everything everyone has ever thought of. Everything goes round and in that infinity kind of it's just the thing is if you dwell on it for too long you can go a bit mad. Well, some people can. I just I- I'm a lot more at peace with myself now because I just focus on what I want. I don't take much notice about what other people are doing. I don't particularly socialise that much. Menopause helped that. Thank you. That was fantastic. Thanks. Really helps. I don't have to talk to people too much now, which is fucking phenomenal. So it means I don't have to. I don't have to because I really struggle going somewhere where people they talk about this that. It doesn't matter what subject it is. And then you say, oh, well, maybe it's because like this and that. And it could be because you're talking about the food chain. You could be talking about weather modification. You could be talking about pharmacy. You could be talking about how the television and the news work. You could be talking about politics. You could be talking about some war going on, new tech coming out. And it doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes people talk because they've watched that box tells them what they should eat, where they should go, what they should do, how they should spend their money, how they should spend their day. It, it's, we're all guilty of being there and have gone through that at some point, but I'm no longer in that kind of. And when you just, in a way, COVID helped because it helped me distance myself even more. During COVID, people come and go. We all lost friends and family and in all different ways. Some people lost them due to fucking death, which is not nice. Sorry to hear that. And if that happened to you, then it's horrible. But people fell out. Whole families fell out. I know families are not allowed to visit each other because they didn't get that. I've fallen out of a couple of friends. Well, one friend mainly because they thought I said something that they took wrong, way out of context, and made it into something that it wasn't because they weren't in a good place themselves because they were sick. So it exacerbated what I said. I said sorry, pulled the video, but that wasn't good enough. So, that's fine. I have to close that door and move on. I made a mistake. I weren't saying what they said I said, though. I lost a couple of other friends, but I don't think that was anything to do with COVID. I don't know. Don't even know what that was. Sorry, I showed emotions. Um, What else happened? It's kind of I find it struggle to difficult to talk to people just who just innocently talking about something, and then when you say like even now, I say, oh yeah, but they modify the weather. When someone goes on about the weather being wrong, I go, well, bit of geoengineering. They usually you see someone go, and they look at you like you're fucking a nutcase still, and like, oh, maybe you should take some vitamin D. Oh, I take vitamin D. How much do you take? Oh, 400 IU. Okay, I take 12,000 IU a day and 20,000 once a week. I'm not telling anyone to go and take that. I'm just saying, if you listen to, like, think, just, I used to get a common cold and stuff every year, like most people do. And it's usually when your vitamin D runs out. I haven't had a common cold for, I say I haven't had a common cold for a long time, but I haven't actually been sick with a, not breathe, anything like that for, since I had the flu, which was 2.5 years ago, like not long after COVID. Everything opened back up and everyone got sick. I think I've only ever had the flu once or twice in my entire life. Um, but no, I come home the other day, my glands were up and I had a slight sore throat and everyone was dying. There was people going on sick. I gargled a little bit of that in water. 20 minutes later, no sore throat. Glands had gone down. Woke up the next morning, fine. The most I've had as a sickness is get up in the morning, take my nose ring out and go blow my nose, put nose ring back in. That was my cold. It lasted as long as it took to blow my nose. I know when my immune system's under attack because I can feel it. Like occasionally, like Tuesday, like last week when I come home and gargled that iodine, I sort of thought to myself, okay, I'm due to go to the gym Tuesday. I didn't go to the gym Tuesday because it's a very heavy leg day, so I done a light leg day at home. And the reason why I done that is because my immune system was already under attack the day before. I got rid of it using iodine, but just in case something is still there dormant that's in the atmosphere, if I then go to the gym and kind of really burn my muscles out, my immune system's got to fix that as well as fight that. Also, 3 or 4 days on the run up, my diet wasn't great. I was eating shitty carb, high crap processed food for the weekend because that's what you sometimes do at the weekend. Then you might have the odd beer and things like that. So I don't even like that. But I tell you what, menopause has done that, right? I can have one beer and get hot sweats for about 3 hours, and I can have 5 beers and get hot sweats for 3 hours. Don't get me wrong. Usually, the more I drink, the more exacerbated the hot sweats are, and to the point where you sometimes feel like you've got a hangover before you finish drinking. I get hot sweats anyway, but it exacerbates the whole lot of it. So, yeah, drinking's been very limited. Also, it don't make you feel very nice. I got back into drinking a bit more. I've always had a drink here and there, but I didn't drink hardly at all for about 15 years. Like, I mean, literally, I'd have 2 beers a year. It was like that kind of level. And Laura got sick, and I got back into like, I'm the sort of person that would I've not had a beer. I'd have had a beer in, say, on Christmas Day, and then I might have had one on my birthday on the 7th of March, and then the next one would have been like, the 1st of June, the first day the sun come out. I might have gone and bought 4 Budweisers, drunk one, and not wanted any more, and they'd have stayed in the fridge for another 3 months. That was my level of drinking. It was just hardly ever. And when Laura got sick, I suppose I got into Jack Daniels a bit more and was drinking with my other friends. Used to go around their garden. Um, Shell used to like a bit of wine actually, more than I did, and Susanna was into well, she liked the wine and the cider. I used to occasionally have a cider and a Jack Daniels. And then when Laura got sick, I kind of drank a bit more because worry and stuff. And then when she was well, I'd had 3 years of holidays in hospitals, 3 years of not having any fun, not going out, not seeing anyone, not particularly doing too much, not really partying. It was all sort of my whole life was on pause because she was sick. And when she kind of not got the old all clear, but was better, it was almost like, right, let's go out. And I basically turned back into a 19, 20-year-old teenager and went out. At the time, I was hanging around with different people, and one of them drunk more than I did, and a few others, were into different other stuff, and a couple of them smoked, and we all kind of parties at the weekend, and it was like, go to the pub, drink 3 or 4 pints, right, and got back into it, and it got to the point where I was actually drinking far too much, and then I got into the gym and was still occasionally drinking, and my missus said to me, she said, I wonder when he's going to slow that down. I said, why is that? She goes, well, you've got a body of a temple. She goes, but yet you sink 5 pints on a Friday and Saturday night. What's wrong with you? It's like you're almost undoing the work. And it took me a little while to realise that, yeah, I was. But I think I needed to just release all that 3 years of pausing my life. For now, I'm free from all that. We're free from that fucking drama of 2020. It's now 2025. And to be fair, I'm in a bloody good place. I I see I see what my good friend Mark once a week. He comes round, occasionally see him once a month. We go to the pub as well with his missus. And I see my other friend Jerome once a month. See him at work here and there. See the people at work, and I occasionally go out with the people from work. Not even once a month. And I'll tell you what, and my missus comes up every other week. And it's fucking brilliant. It's just so much less stress. I've always liked my own company, and I just forgot. And I think when Laura got sick, because before Laura was sick, I hang around with a lot of people. I was always doing my own shit. I just have creative bursts. Like, I haven't done music for ages, not interested. Haven't done much video work or done special effects or made music videos or anything like that. 'Cause I'm just not interested. I've done a bit of tie-dye. I've always modified my clothes. Photography is hit and miss. It's in and out. And I think the reason why I've not vlogged that much is I'm finally content with my life and I've got nothing to rant about. So, sorry, I'll try and talk nonsensical bullshit into a camera every now and then, but I'm sure most people don't really want to know too much about my boring life. Just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to go. So, peace, love, and light. Hope everyone's okay. Why am I pointing at the screen? I'm pretending that my screen's a fucking touch screen. It's not. Let's use the mouse. Bye.